One of the things I've realized that I'm still trying to integrate into my life is that debating and arguing is completely pointless. There's no amount of arguing that you can do that will lead you any closer to truth, nor will it convince anybody else of your position. And the reason is because arguing and debating is all about defending your biases. It's not about truth. It's about defending your worldview and your beliefs. Each person is playing this game of who can defend their bullcrap the most. Nobody questions their own bullcrap, their own biases. But I don't want to generalize that too much, because there are some conscious people out there, spiritual people, philosophical people who are open-minded, but they do find themselves getting sucked into a debate or an argument, like myself. I would consider myself to be very open-minded. I try to consider all different points I can, because my number one priority and desire in life is truth. I really want to know what reality is, and I don't care if I have to admit that I'm wrong about it, because I'd much rather admit that I'm wrong about something than to be wrong and hold this believing I'm right. I care more about truth than me being right. I'd much rather be wrong than to be right, in other words. So how does this relate to your life? Well, if you ever are somebody that's on the spiritual path, if you've awakened to God, if you've awakened to consciousness, you're going to have a lot of people that are going to doubt you, they're going to gaslight you, they're going to ask you for proof and evidence, they're going to say this is unscientific, yada, yada, yada. And the thing is if you have a deep knowledge of God, you don't have to prove anything to anybody. You don't owe anybody any explanation. That knowledge is your own. If you have a mystical experience, you don't have to prove it to anybody. You don't have to prove it to any atheist, any religious person. You don't have to. The burden of proof is not on you if you have a deep knowing. The burden of proof is on the truth seeker. The atheist needs to have a desire for truth. The religious person needs to have a desire for truth. You cannot hand truth to somebody on a silver platter. There is no logical argument that you could give somebody that could present them with any knowledge that you have about reality. If I realize that I'm in a dream, I can never convince any of my dream characters that we are in a dream. Neo could never convince anybody in the Matrix that they are in the Matrix. There's no logical argument that you could give to somebody in the Matrix that they're in the Matrix. The same thing is with God. The thing is the only way that you're going to be able to convince people that they're in the Matrix is not through argument, not through debate, not through logical arguments. It's through their own direct experience. The person has to want to escape the Matrix. But the thing is, the Matrix, they're so attached to it that they don't want to deconstruct it. They don't bother to do that. And you know what? That's not your job. The issue is with religion is that you think that you have to convert people to your religion, and that becomes a distraction. Because really what you're doing there is, the reason why people convert people to their faith, to their worldview, is because they might just be insecure about their own worldview. Insanity seems more sane in a community. So the thing is on your spiritual path, you're going to feel insane because nobody is going to understand you. But the thing is can you feel strong in yourself? Can you get deep in touch with direct experience in your own meditation and plant medicine practice to tune out all the noise and just focus on truth for its own sake, seeking truth for its own sake? If the truth is I don't know, stick with that. If the truth is I know that everything is consciousness, then go with that. Whatever the truth is, go with it. And you don't owe it to anybody to prove it to them.